morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today we've got a couple of new products to talk about, including Palafin EX. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Palafin EX is coming. There is a Palafin EX box, and it looks tasty. Also new Battle Academy, but let's start off with Palafin EX. And this is weird to me because until I saw this, Palafin EX didn't exist. Palafin EX isn't a Pokemon that's been revealed in Japan. There's no league promo or any of that. Most of the time, the vast majority of the time, when a card is revealed, I can look at it and go, oh, that's where it comes from in Japan. In a minute, I'm going to tell you about the Battle Academy. The Battle Academy has new EXs in. I'm going to tell you where they came from. I can't do that with Palafin, and I've checked with people like the lovely Joe from Cerebi.net and the lovely Primal Lugia, just to make sure that I'm not missing something here, and I'm not. This is an unrevealed EX, or unreleased in Japan. It is very rare that this happens, but it does happen sometimes that we get to see them before Japan. My inkling is that essentially every time Japan has a new set, they end up having a new gym pack. I would imagine this is going to be in a gym pack or something along those lines. Can't say for certain. Do feel like that's a pretty sensible prediction. Now, it's not actually in English. I want to say it's in Spanish, might be in Portuguese. Annoyingly, if it was in Japanese, I'd have a much easier time translating it. And it's still weird to me that that's true. But with the help of bumbling through, I think it is actually Portuguese. But with the whole bumbling through and using Google Translate, I'm pretty sure we figured out what it does, although it does leave us with some questions. And I'm jumping in from the future to interrupt myself to say this is the danger of doing news as news is revealed. Because actually, when I recorded the video, we didn't have a look at the English box and the English card. Now we do, so I'm going to talk about what the card does. But we're going to have an English scan on the screen, and then in a minute, I'm going to tell you we don't know what the other Palafin does, but we do, and I'll jump back in to talk to you again then. So, the ability says this Pokemon can only be put into play using Palafin's ability. You cannot just evolve a Finazon into a Palafin. That's not a thing. You can't do that. That is not something you're allowed to do. But there is a new Palafin you'll notice here. We've actually got, and they never used to do this, but they started doing it more and more, EX with 2 holos and a jumbo. It used to be 1 holo and either a second holo or a jumbo. Take a look at the 151 EX boxes, for instance. Alakazam gets a second holo, because you got the whole evolution line, whereas your Zapdos goes and actually doesn't get the second holo, so it gets a jumbo. Apparently now we can just have both, which is honestly kind of fun. But we need to know what that Finazon's ability is. And there is absolutely no way whatsoever we can make that out. Like, not even close. I mean, if we have a look at the box, it basically says once during your turn. We know it starts once during your turn. We know it's a once per turn ability. But we've seen abilities like this before. Like Shedinja, for instance, with the Shell Survival ability, put this Pokemon into play only with the effect of Ninjask's Cast-Off Shell ability. Okay, fine. And then we go back and remind ourselves what Ninjask actually does. And of course, it's got the Cast-Off Shell ability. You evolve into it, and then you can search for Shedinja and put it onto your bench. It's going to be something like that. Well, that was my prediction. Hi, I'm back from the future again. And we can actually see what it does. The Portuguese box we had before didn't tell us, didn't get a good enough look. We can with the English box, and it clearly says, once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from the active to the bench, you may search your deck for a Palafin EX and switch it with this Pokemon, and all the damage counters, special conditions, blah, 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 remain. Which, of course, is exactly how Palafin works in a video game. When you switch Palafin out, it goes into its hero form, or hero mode, or whatever you want to call it, and then when you bring it back active, off you go. So this makes perfect sense. You need to get Palafin out and in the active, and then switch it to the bench, and then you get to go and get the EX, which makes perfect sense, because like I say, that is exactly how Palafin works in the video game. I'm glad we knew that. I'm glad I could change this before we uploaded it, though it is annoying to record the video one way and then, immediately have to go and change it. You'll notice there is a new Finizen as well. We also don't know what that does. The Palafin is unrevealed, almost certainly going to be Mask of Change. Does that mean we're also going to be getting Palafin EX in Mask of Change? And actually it's not going to be a promo? Quite possibly. There is a very good chance that Palafin EX is going to be in Mask of Change, and maybe this is an alternate art version, or maybe they do what they've done in the past, where they take the regular art out of the set, leave the full art in, and then the regular art becomes an exclusive. They've done that a million times. That would be a sensible thing for them to do here. So we've got a Palafin with an ability that gets Palafin EX out, Palafin EX that can only be brought in with the ability, and an attack that does 250 damage for a single energy, which is clearly ridiculous. That is clearly a lot of damage. A huge amount of damage. This is a great card. And this is one of those where I look at 250 and I'm like, look, 250 is actually pretty good. You're getting basic Pokemon Vs, Pokemon EXs, etc., but you can use Maximum Belt here and actually put this all the way up to 300. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying it's the only way to go. But I absolutely am saying that this is an option, and it's one that I would be considering quite strongly. So yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. This is just a good... Oh, and also, while we're here, has anyone noticed how much HP this has? 340 HP is the maximum we have ever seen on any Pokemon, and this is a stage 1. But again, it's not a traditional stage 1. It's a stage 1 that can only be put into play using an ability of a different stage 1, so it's not exactly a fair comparison. It's actually got more HP than Charizard does as a stage 2 EX. That is oodles of potential, plus Palafin's cool. I like this. But it's not the only product that's gone and been revealed. We've also got the new Battle Academy. I literally said in a video the other day, we are overdue for a new Battle Academy. We had seen listings that told us the Battle Academy was coming. Well, now we've got the Battle Academy and it's here. And once again, we can see quite clearly that what we've got are 3 new Pokemon EXs, all being their own decks. There is actually a really nice coin featuring your Armarouge, Darkrai, and Pikachu, who are, of course, the 3 EXs. And it's just, 3 decks that you play, and it's, as I've described it before, it is the Pokemon TCG reimagined as a board game. And I love that, honestly. I think that's really cool. It is, if you're trying to learn to play the game, you're trying to teach kids, etc., these products are brilliant, and I cannot recommend them highly enough. We have been overdue for another one of these. I'm really quite glad they're here. And we have obviously seen these EXs before. They were in they've actually rebranded it, the Battle Academy over in Japan. But look, these are EXs which are designed for learning to play the game. They are designed very deliberately to be entry-level, simple, straightforward EXs. They are not designed to be big fancy cards, and they are not big fancy cards, okay? You have been warned. Darkrai has got 2 energy 40, 3 energy 110. That's all it does. It's not good. Pikachu's got 3 energy 120. I mean, it's 10 more than Darkrai does for 3 energy, but it's still terrible. And then Armarouge is the only one that actually's got an effect. 3 energy, 200, and discard an energy from this Pokemon. It is nominally the best of the 3. But yeah. This is, I mean, look, I'm going to pick up the Japanese version. I think I've already ordered the Japanese version of this, honestly. And I've ordered a Japanese version of this because I want all the EXs. It's important for me to have a complete collection of Japanese EXs. For everybody else, this is a product to buy if you've got friends or family who want to play the Pokemon TCG with minimal effort. And I don't say that as a negative, incidentally. That is not meant as a negative thing. This is a phenomenal product for, I want to play the Pokemon TCG, but I want it kept a little bit simple. I want 3 decks that I can play against each other. I'm not worried about weakness or resistance. You'll notice these Pokemon are not ones that hit each other for weakness or resistance. And I want to be able to play it nice and simply and easily out of the box. This is a phenomenal product for that. If you're a seasoned Pokemon TCG fan, it's probably not for you. This is an entry-level product for beginners. But it's also got 3 exclusive EXs in. That alone makes it a very tasty product. I'm a fan. It's not something I'm going to pick up, although I have picked up the Japanese version of it, but I think it does a great job for what you need it. It's cool. The Palafin EX is what's really getting me excited today, but this is very cool for anyone that's, well, fits what I just said a minute ago. But for now, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know if you're picking up the Palafin box. I want to know how good you think this Palafin could be. I want to know if you're picking up the Battle Academy. I want to know anything you want to tell me, so let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.